Our next speaker is a software engineer from Portugal. He's got 17 years of professional experience in a background in operating systems, compilers, game engines, and GPU computing. He's the creator of the Phantasma protocol and is currently developing tools for the Neo blockchain. You might remember him from the panel yesterday. Give it up for Sergio Flores.
Hi, I'm Sergio, and I'm here to present the Phantasma. So, let me just learn how to use it. It's my first time. What button should I press? OK. So what is Phantasma? Phantasma is a protocol to decentralize content and facilitate exchange of content between users. This started as a project for a City of Science competition. And when I speak about content, I'm talking about emails, files, invoices, basically anything that can be encapsulated in a message between two users. But let's first see how the idea for this project started. Probably all of you know about Mega Upload, which was one of the biggest cases of when a website was shut down. And 1 year after that, LavaBit was an email provider, had a similar problem. Everything was shut down. Every user that used this service lost, well, their emails. So as long as we have content that is hosted by a third party, we as users don't have the control of our own emails, our own content. And this was a problem I wanted to solve. So City of Zion decided to have this very wonderful idea of inviting developers to participate in the contest. This competition allowed many persons like me to learn more about Neo, and we also improved the Neo ecosystem by creating tools and libraries. Almost everyone that participated in the contest did help a bit. In my case, I decided to take my idea about fixing the problem of decentralized email, and I created this small demo. It looks like Gmail, because that was probably what the most used email today. And but what we have here, this demo is actually running on the Neo blockchain. So we don't have any servers, and we don't have passwords. Basically, our Neo wallet is what you use to log in. And basically, even if me as a developer disappears from face of earth tomorrow, everyone can still continue to use it. That's the idea for this proof of concept. But let's note that I was not the first to think about decentralizing email. I found at least 2 previous projects, but they had many limitations. First, they came from this time before smart contracts, when you just have Bitcoin and lots of Bitcoin clones and many limitations. For example, they could have email address. They just use the wallet address to exchange messages, which is not very useful. And also, they could not communicate with normal email systems like Hotmail, Gmail, which was one of the biggest improvements I wanted to bring to this. Later, I actually was one of the winners of the competition. And I started getting really good feedback about this, and I decided to turn it into a real product. But I wanted to go further, and I think, what if I can decentralize not only emails, but maybe I can generalize the system to support more types of content. And I started studying what kinds of content I could have. And then generally, all content can be stored in the same way, just bytes. The main difference between content is how you access them. So I see, if I just have some kind of permission system, maybe I can create lots of different stuff. I'll explain this a bit later. For now, let's explain the theme. as I decided to turn it into a real product, I have to expand the team. So Miguel joined as a blockchain expert. I know him for many years, and he too, like me, is a big fan of Neo. Then the other Sergio joined as business lead. Let's see the very simple concepts about our Phantasma. We have users that are going to exchange messages between each other. And then we have a box. What I call a box is a generalization of email inboxes. It's like an email box, but can have any kind of content there. And then we have a very important concept, the gates. The gates is what we're going to put in our boxes, and this gate is going to, it's like a permission system. They define who can write inside a box and who can read the contents of a box. Then finally, we have the tokens. And the tokens are just the payment that is going to be used for access passing through the gates. Here, let's take a very more deep look at the flow of everything how it's going to work. We have a user going to start to create a box, and that box will have a name like we have an email address. That somehow that's going to hide the actual new wallet address behind that name, so that part is going to be hidden. Then we can put gates on these boxes. And gates can have different modes. They can give free access through the gate. They can be a pay once, you pay some tokens, and you have infinite access to that gate. Or you can have some kind of subscription system where every month or every week you need to pay more tokens to access it. And the good thing of this system is, well, very simple. It allows to create many types of things, not just email. And later, we're going to see some examples. But now, let's just speak about tokens. We have many companies now in the blockchain area that decided to, let's create an AKO, have some tokens, but many are doing something that I not agree. They just have their own service, and they say, well, to use our service, you're going to have to pay tokens. And just it, which is basically just replacing a normal payment with tokens, not making good use of the blockchain. So for Phantasma, they're going to be a Phantasma ecosystem where we have many roles, for example, developers, consumers, and content producers. We are going to provide very products that allows for those that want monetized data to play a role in this. And the tokens will flow between everyone. Now, let's take a look at some use cases of this technology. The first use case is the most obvious. Like I talked about, decentralized email. In this case, it's very simple when using the box system. We create a box, and this box will define a gate with simple permissions. Only the owner can read the inside of the box, but anyone can write to this box. And this basically emulates an email system. This is what we have currently running on a new testnet. Later, I'll show you the website link, and you can try it. Now, for the second use case, it's simple. We take the previous case and invert the permissions. So now you have a box where anyone can read it, but only the owner can write it. And it's a simple way to describe an oracle. Now, a more advanced use case. Taking the permission system and the box system, it's simple to create, for example, a chat group or a clone of Discord or Slack, simply by having a box where we have a group of users with permissions to read and write. Nobody else from outside can read. And now, an even more advanced use case. This time we need two boxes. It's a centralized e-commerce. Or another way, we can describe a system for in-application purchase. Here we have two boxes. One will contain products, and another will contain orders. Then with a tool that we're going to see later, we can have a system to distribute files automatically. This project is a bit complex, so we have some challenges we need to find a solution. First, how to decentralize content, how to remove the third party from this. Of course, this is using the blockchain, and that's how the project started. Because we cannot have a single point of failure, and you need to avoid censorship of governments and other kinds of entities that can shut down service. And second challenge, storage. Blockchain was not exactly designed to store large amounts of data, and that's a problem that we need to solve. And for the third challenge, if you get a product, persons need to use the product, otherwise we're just wasting our time. And we need to find a way to bring persons to this platform. So let's see the solutions that I found for these problems. So how to solve the decentralization problem? Of course, I choose new blockchain. As you all know, right now is one of the fastest platforms with smart contracts. And also is the platform that we can use mature technology like Visual Studio, which I've been using for many years. So when I found out that I could make smart contracts with it, and I dropped Ethereum and just go to this. For the storage of content, this one is, I'm using something called interplanetary file system, which is a peer-to-peer file storage. It's decentralized in a way, and it combines very well with Neo. The demo that I created for the contest, I already used it. I'm still evaluating possible alternatives. Let's see what came from here. For the third challenge, here is the difficult part, because even if I create a good platform, I need users. For this, the token economy is going to bring persons, because Phantasma will allow to monetize different types of data. I'm also going to provide an SDK that is currently being developed together with Miguel. And we also have plans for a future marketplace of data. Now, let's take a look at what's already done, what's going next to come in our roadmap. Here's some products. The Phantasma protocol is the smart contract that is already running a test net of Neo. It allows, it is where the box gate system is implemented. Then we have Phantasma SDK. Phantasma SDK is currently is a C# SDK that allows to interact with the Neo blockchain and publish content, read boxes, and create gates, that kind of thing that will be necessary for the Phantasma. Later, we'll provide implementations in different language. After we have those two main products, after it we can create our own products like Phantasma Email. Will be basically a big example of how anyone can use Phantasma. After it, we also publish Phantasma Node, which is a way to anyone to push their own content to the Phantasma network. This will allow anyone, as you all know, currently to publish a new smart contract, it's a bit expensive. It costs hundreds of gas. And I speak with many persons that for them it was a downside to using Neo. With Phantasma Node, anyone can write an application, decentralize it, running on Neo without having to deploy a smart contract, because you're going to pass through the Phantasma smart contract. And we're also discussing partnerships with email companies and other companies that are going to use these systems. Finally, here's our roadmap. Last year, we started this idea. We created the proof of concept, and we into competition. Now, we have plans for a token sale later. We are still, first we have to have a working product, because before I went in here in America, I put the website online, and I put there many Discord link, Telegram, just to have it ready for the event. However, after some minutes, random people started appearing and asking when the talk sale, where white paper, and yeah, it's not ready, so we have to wait a bit. So after we have some working products, we're going to release some alpha beta and beta versions. And later on, we'll have the finished products. Here's our website. You can visit for more information. We have our LinkedIn profiles if you want to check our background, and also links for Discord, Telegram, Twitter. And now, if anyone wants to ask any questions, feel free. No questions? Okay. Tell.
So how do you actually, I'm not asking for your secret sauce, but how
Yeah.
are you connecting the real world mail address,
Yeah.
to a distributed blockchain
That,
solution that has no server?
That's a good solution. For that, we need the Phantasma ecosystem. Anyone can run their own email server. But there's two things. If we have to communicate between users of Phantasma network, they can do it without a server. For those outside, you have to have a bridge between normal email protocol, which is called SMTP, and Phantasma email. So for that, we need a bridge, what is called Phantasma node. And for example, if I want to run a server, I have to have a server that's going to make that bridge. That will be necessary. But that is something that I will be running my own servers just for demonstration purpose, but anyone can do that because it be open source. Yeah. Okay.
So, like for example, you have a Slack on Phantasma network. Wouldn't that subject to the 15-second delay? And
Yeah.
Isn't that a little bit too much? How do you solve that problem? Yeah.
Currently, a possible solution will have to have an option solution that will be as a relay for a message so they can reach faster. Yeah, that is our current solution. Any more questions?
I have one more question.
Yeah.
For the storage, are you starting to look at the Neo storage solution rather than?
I actually only found out about it after the previous presentation. I saw it, and well, Neo file storage, I actually never heard about it. But I'm going to look about it and study if I don't know what's the current state of it. If it's already ready to production or no, I need to investigate that. Yeah. Any more? Okay. Thank you.